in the UFC for a while, so I guess it's just what's it like? I know you were preparing for a fight. It was obviously the day before, but just I guess what's it like to be back in front of these spotlights after so many years trying to get back in?
Oh, it's the best feeling in the world. I was, like you said, I was supposed to take a fight short notice, and then this came up short notice, and I'm like, this is the opportunity of a lifetime. This is a lottery shot. Now it's my time to prove myself why I do belong here and to stay here, and I would like to finish here.
So, where were you when you got the call, and did you think, because a lot of guys that come back to the UFC, this is the route they have to take. They either have to string together a bunch of wins, become a champion of a major organization, and get re-signed, or they kind of have to be ready just in case this call comes. So did you expect that this is kind of what would probably have to happen to get back here?
Oh, 100%. It's always better to stay ready so you don't have to get ready. So I figured, I'm already fighting. Well, I wasn't sure I was going to be fighting my opponent at Samurai, but now I'm here, obviously. So I was like, I have to seize this moment, and being on a 3-fight tear with first-round knockouts, securing a belt right after I left or I got released from the UFC. Now I'm re-signed, so I think that puts a big stamp into proving myself now.
Is this best case scenario? Because we see a lot of guys that when they take not just re-signing but short notice fights in general, that they don't have to dwell on it for weeks. They don't have to do interviews about it for weeks. They're not thinking about this guy for weeks or months on time. It's just like a couple days and then they fight. They only have to focus on making weight and fighting. So I'm sure you would want a full camp to prepare for Benoit, but outside of that, is this best case scenario for your return?
Oh, this is the best case scenario for anyone, not only myself, but anyone would be in my spot. But yeah, with a full camp, yeah, it's great, but I don't specifically prepare for anyone because everyone is always different every fight, and I'd rather adapt and bring the best version of myself out there that night, so I'm also unpredictable as well.
And then looking at your previous run in the UFC to now, I guess, what do you want to do differently? Obviously, you want to win every fight, but is there changes maybe even outside of camp and outside of fighting that you've made that you want to kind of carry over into this current run?
I want to show that I have evolved into a way better mixed martial artist, not only with my skill set, but also the IQ of the game, and to show that there's different levels of me that you saw from before, and that how I have evolved and basically belong here now.
And then just a couple more. Benoit Saint-Denis, a big name. He was in her earlier, and I was telling him there's this level of violence that people expect in his fights, whether that's fair or not. He either puts the guy away or he's leaving unconscious or covered in blood. So, is this the type of fight that you wanted, and what do you make of his skill set as a whole?
Oh, he's a dog. Everyone's seen him fight, and he's good at what he does, but I'm also very good at what I do, and it's either I'm going to go out there like a tactician and put on a little clinic and slowly pick him apart, or I'm going to make this a dogfight and make it nasty for not only us, but it's going to be entertaining for everybody.
Did you watch his last two fights when they happened, or did you have to go back and rewatch them?
I watched them when they did happen, and I didn't really have to rewatch. I just let my coaches and team watch, and then they find what habits and what to look out for.
Kyle back here. Hey, I don't know if you saw it. There was some criticism of the booking saying that you hadn't been fighting very frequently. I think 3 fights in the last 3 years. But if you look at it, I think you had an opponent withdraw. I think you had an entire event cancel at one point. So just how hard has it been to stay busy on the regional scene?
Oh, it's pretty difficult. Especially when you're at a certain level, people will, you're getting ready for these fights, and then some guy cut too much weight and he ends up in the hospital, and you're like, dude, day of the fight, what happened? What did you do wrong? I'm glad he's okay, but things like that happen, or people get hurt all the time, or they just pull out because of who knows what, or like you said, events canceling and moving, and then it's good to not dwell on the things, just life goes on, and just got to keep moving forward and then just progress that way.
And then this is your third UFC fight. It's actually your third UFC fight in Canada. So do you look at this as a chance to kind of right those wrongs?
100%. This is the time to really prove myself, and it's all or nothing for me.
And last one for me. At the same time, Canada's in a really weird spot in the world. There's been we all know everything that's been in the news recently, and is this just an opportunity to kind of go out and represent Canada and give them a little bit of fighting spirit?
Yeah, 100%. Like, I want to go in there and show them, like, we Canadians are, we're pretty badass. Like, we're tough. We have the grit. We're great athletes, and I think we're all great people. So I want to show the world that I'm like a Canadian Rocky.
Love it. Thanks.
Right here, brother. Speaking of like the Canadian Rocky and the story and things like that, we've seen with Diego Lopez specifically, like he came in on short notice, and he went on the tear that he did. The thing about you, like you said, it's cool to be up there, but tomorrow you get to be at the press conference, so you kind of get even more exposure. So what do you make of the opportunity, and what kind of things are you going to say on that stage when you get up there in the press conference to kind of draw some attention to you, to not only be the guy that's stepping up on short notice, but to be the guy that's like, hey man, I'm here to stay. I'm not just here for one fight.
Yeah, for me at the press conference, like, that'll be more on the fly. I don't have anything like planned, but everything's all up here. So once it comes out, and that's probably what everyone's gonna get anyway. But yeah, I plan on bringing the attention to show, like, hey, this guy came in 6 days notice at his rightful weight class, where the last time he came in, he went up and fought Nordine Taleb at 170. This guy's not afraid to fight people. Some people duck people. I don't think I've ever ducked anybody.
And then I think the odds makers currently, they have you as like a 6-1 underdog or something like that. So what do you say to the boys that are going to be backing you in Canada this weekend?
Hey, if you bet on me, awesome. I don't really promote like the gambling part, but if you bet on me, that's awesome. If you don't, hey, I understand, but I plan to have my hand raised.